CNN10 script, Thursday, April 9th, 2026. Script 127. U.S. and Israel carry out airstrikes on Iran. March 2nd, 2026. Listen and repeat.
The current
confrontation between the United States and Iran essentially kicked off
during that
crackdown
on
protests that had turned violent in Iran at the beginning of this year, specifically starting on January 8th, January 9th, and January 10th of this year. Now we recall that President Trump back then claimed that help was on the way for Iranians and started putting U.S. assets into the region. First, the carrier strike group around the Abraham Lincoln, then later the General Ford, but of course, other assets as well, including a lot of U.S. fighter jets and tanker aircraft.
At the same time,
a diplomatic process was also kicked off, led by U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and also Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law.
Those talks
centered around Iran's nuclear program. Obviously, the U.S. wanted Iran to stop nuclear enrichment. The Iranians saying that they have a right to enrichment.
In the
end, both sides acknowledged that there was some progress in those talks, but it didn't seem as though there was enough for President Trump. In the past couple of days, President Trump has been quite negative about how those talks were going and then launched the attacks. The Iranians are now saying that the retaliation is in full swing, that while they were in this diplomatic process at the same time, they were also preparing for war. And it certainly seems as though they were a lot better prepared this time than in June, when they faced off with the Israelis, with a lot of Iranian retaliation coming not just against Israel, but against states in the Gulf, and specifically U.S. military installations in the Gulf region as well.